Hey guys, Mr. Backwork here. In this video, we're going to focus on writing linear equations in point-slope form. When we're looking at putting something in point-slope form, we're going to use this equation right here. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. In this equation, m stands for the slope of your line, and the x1 and y1 values, those are going to come from an ordered pair, a point that you're given. So you're going to take your slope, you're going to plug it in for m, you're going to take your x1 and your y1, and you're going to fill it into this equation. So for example, if we wanted to write out an equation for a line that passes through the point -2, 3, and has a slope of -4, well, we just said that our slope was going to be the m value. So the -4 is the m value. The ordered pair, the point, tells you your x1 and your y1 value. So the -2 is x1, and the 3 is y1. So if I take all of that information and plug it in where it needs to go in this equation up top, we would get y minus 3 equals the slope, -4, times x minus -2. Now there's a little bit of cleanup work that we're going to do with this. Inside of the parentheses, I see this double negative, x minus -2. And when you have minus a negative number, that turns into addition. Now this is just the first step. Taking the point and the slope and putting it in this point-slope form, that's just the first step. From here, we want to take our equation and then rearrange it to get it in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. So our goal is to solve this to get y alone. We're going to start on the right-hand side. There's some distributive property that can happen with that -4 that's out in front of the parentheses. So if I take the -4 times the x, I get -4x. And if I take the -4 times the +2, then I get a -8. I'm not going to do anything on the left-hand side yet, so that's still y minus 3. Now earlier I said that I wanted to get y alone. So right now we have y minus 3. In order to get rid of the -3 in this equation, I'm going to have to add 3 to both sides. So on the left-hand side, the -3 and the +3 would cancel each other out, so we get just y equals. We've got the -4x. We haven't changed that value at all, but now we're taking the -8 and we're adding 3 to that, so that's going to be -5. So to recap, we took our point that we were given and our slope, we filled it into the point-slope equation, but then we wanted to go through and rewrite our equation in slope-intercept y equals mx plus b, in order to get the final answer. In this example, we're going to write out an equation that goes through the point 3, 2 and has a slope of -1. So remember, that point-slope form that we just talked about was y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Your slope is the m value. So in this case, the -1 is going to be the m. The point that you're given tells you the x1 and the y1 value. So I'm going to take those 3 pieces of information and plug them into this equation where they need to go. So it's going to be y minus 2 equals -1 times x minus 3. Now on the last one, we had a little bit of cleanup work to do inside of the parentheses because there was a double negative. This one doesn't, so we don't have to worry about it. So we're going to work on getting this in slope-intercept y equals mx plus b form. So I'm going to start with that -1 outside of the parentheses, and I'm going to distribute it in. So -1 times x gives me -x. -1 times -3, double negative turns it into +3. We haven't changed the left-hand side. That's still y minus 2. Now, in order to get the y alone, because it's y minus 2, I'm going to add 2 to both sides of this equation. So on the left-hand side, the -2 and the +2 cancel each other out, so we get y equals. We've got the -x in there, and then on the back end, we're taking 3 and we're adding 2 to that, so we get +5. So our final answer here, the final equation, is y equals -x plus 5. In this example, we're going to write an equation for a line that passes through the point 2, 0 and has a slope of 7. So again, point-slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. The slope tells you your m value, so in this case that's 7. The ordered pair, the point, is your x1 and your y1. So I'm going to take those 3 pieces of information and fill them into this point-slope equation. So y minus 0 equals 7 times x minus 2. No cleanup on the right-hand side, so I'm going to jump right into the distributive property so that we can get our equation written in slope-intercept form. So if I distribute the 7 times x is 7x. 7 times negative 2 is negative 14. Now, if we look at what's happening on the left-hand side, if we have y and we subtract 0 from it, we're not changing that y value at all, so it's just y. The minus 0 kind of goes away in there. So we're down to our final equation. We've got it written in slope-intercept y equals mx plus b form, so we're done with this one. We get the equation y equals 7x minus 14. Last example here, we're going to write out an equation for the line that passes through the point negative 3, 6 and has a slope of negative 2. So I'll remind you again, point slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Your slope is your m value, so negative 2 is your m. Your ordered pair tells you the x1 and the y1, so I'm going to take those and plug those in. So y minus 6 equals negative 2 times x minus negative 3. Now we do have a double negative inside of our parentheses. X minus negative 3 is the same as x plus 3. And then we're going to work on cleaning this up to get it in y equals mx plus b slope-intercept form. So I'm going to start by distributing the negative 2 on the right-hand side. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times this positive 3 is negative 6. On the left-hand side, we've got y minus 6. Now, to get rid of that minus 6 on the left-hand side, we're going to have to add 6 on both sides. On the left-hand side, the minus 6 and the plus 6 cancel each other out. So we get y equals, we've got the negative 2x in there. And if we look on the right-hand side, we've got negative 6 plus 6. So that's going to cancel out as well. So we just get the equation y equals negative 2x. That's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching.